Hello, everybody, and welcome to an episode of Over Under. I'm your host, Ahmed Smith, joined by AJ.
AJ here.
And this is an interesting episode. We couldn't bring Hassan in for this episode because I've already argued about this movie with Hassan,
Great.
right? So I'm hoping me and you can see eye to eye on it.
Don't hold your breath is what I'm going to say.
Okay. Judging by, how much I know you, I think I'm already going to know your answer to this.
Okay.
But we're going to be talking about Robert Pattinson's Batman.
The vampire Batman.
The Batman vampire.
Yes.
The Batman that came out in 2022, directed by Matt Reeves.
The great Matt Reeves.
The Batman has received a rating of 85%. Now, for our first-time viewers, what we like to do on this show is if we agree with the rating, we hit the green buzzer. We disagree for any reason, we hit the red one.
All right.
So, for Robert Pattinson's The Batman, 85%. Do you agree or disagree with this rating?
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1... And I feel like it's going to be for very different reasons, but I'm going to let you get your points across. Go
All
ahead.
right.
Okay.
I was blown away. I thought it was everything that everyone that hated it and more. But it wasn't, because everyone hated the idea, the concept that this Twilight boy is doing Batman. So when I watched him as Bruce Wayne, I believed his version of Bruce Wayne. You need to delete every Batfleck, Nolan Batman from your memory and watch it for what it is. A Pattinson movie.
Let me tell you why you can't do that. Because it's not a new character. It's a character that has been established not only through movies, but through comic books and TV shows.
Yes, and this is a new take on the character from Matt Reeves and Pattinson.
Right, but you can't completely neglect the older takes.
I enjoyed it for what it was. I liked it. He kept, it's a long runtime. 2 hours and a half.
Right.
Right? And I was captivated. The Riddler was, for the first time, a very serious Riddler. Characters, the Penguin, Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, yeah.
Dude,
He was
Penguin, right? We only had the Riddler and the Penguin, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Falcone, the great mastermind behind the underworld.
We did have the Joker.
The Joker, where did he appear in this movie? At the end.
At the end,
At
and
the
in a
end.
deleted scene that was released.
I guess there's that I haven't seen. It's probably on the Blu-ray I bought somewhere.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is I enjoyed his performance. They kept me into it for the duration of the movie. I love the detective side of Batman that's often neglected in movies, to be honest with you. They don't focus on the detective side, and they really did with this one.
Okay.
The Alfred was meh. It was okay. There's nothing like
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. I disagreed because I feel like it's another movie that deserves to be in the 90s.
Okay, what would you give it? Like a 90?
94.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
Now, please, your debate.
Let me tell you something.
Yes, tell me something.
The Batman is the worst movie I have ever seen in my life. No, I'm just kidding. I actually loved the movie. I've actually seen it twice. When I had this discussion with Hassan, I did say it was a terrible movie. Upon rewatching it, I've come to appreciate it more. Yes, it's not the Batman or the Bruce Wayne that I would want, but it is Batman. It is Bruce Wayne. It's year 2, so he's still
Right.
coming into himself.
Exactly. That's
like
another
he's
thing.
still, yeah, he's still becoming the Batman that we know. Yes, where there are cheesy moments in the movie, corny moments in the movie, yeah. The whole I'm vengeance, even though I understand where they were
That's
going
so
with it,
good, though.
it was
So good.
corny. It was corn on a cob. All right?
You know.
But That being said, it was a great take on Batman. Like you mentioned, the detective part of Batman is often neglected. No one really dove into the detective side of Batman since Tim Burton's 1989 Batman.
And that wasn't really a good Batman.
We're going to have to do an episode on that then. We're going to have to argue about that.
So far, I'm hearing that you do actually like this movie.
I said I love this
You
movie.
disagree with the rating?
I think it should be higher.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Okay.
It didn't exactly feel like a Batman movie. It felt like a detective movie with Batman in it, which I think is what it required.
Okay.
It was a very realistic take.
I think,
Another cheesy line is they've become afraid of the shadows. I am the shadows. Like, that was cheesy. Come on.
It's just beautiful writing.
No,
sometimes,
it's not.
You know, come on.
I do think that the movie's ending was weak.
He put him in. He locked them up. That's his end.
And
goal,
then
is
they
locking
just
them
go
up.
and drive in separate directions. Him and Catwoman. And it's weird. It's weak.
They're continuing in this franchise.
Yeah.
They're doing a sequel.
Yes.
Good.
Think it ran a little too long. If you cut out all the scenes of Batman just walking really slowly, it would probably be an hour and a half long. It was a great movie. I really liked it. I think it would get like a 95, 96%. But yeah, that's what we thought of the Batman movie. We're going to take a quick break and then come back with a segment I like to call Top 3. Stay tuned. And we're back with a segment I like to call Top 3. This is where when we have a certain movie franchise with different interpretations of the same character,
Oh, I think I know.
we
where you're going
rank,
with this. Okay.
right? We rank them top, second, third.
Okay.
In terms of the Batman, not the Batman movies,
Just
Batman,
the character.
the character of the Batman and
Okay.
Bruce Wayne, right?
Okay.
Who are your top 3? And why?
Of actors that portrayed Batman.
Yes.
And
And why?
So the top 3. Well, honestly, like Nolan's Christian Bale Batman, that is something to be held at a high regard. And then I have Pattinson, and then Ben Affleck.
Mm.
So those 3 are in my top 3. I would do Ben Affleck.
Okay.
Pattinson is second. First is Christian Bale.
Oh, so you went in reverse, like 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I did
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Sure. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm gonna do 3, 2, 1.
I think
yeah.
it makes sense to
Yeah.
like, anticipation.
Number 3 is Michael Keaton,
Okay.
and here's why. He understood the duality between Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Okay.
He portrayed it really well, especially in that scene with the Joker where you want to get nuts, and he just like acts all crazy and everything, and then like has a bulletproof, has like a pan that blocked the bullet
Right.
so that he could fake his death and come back as the Batman, right? He could really separate between the two. The reason I can't put Robert Pattinson's Batman on my list is because he didn't show any duality. His Bruce Wayne was Batman. And that's
Yeah,
still
his
because
Bruce Wayne
his
was
character
barely-
needs to grow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I feel like
He has
like
a
you said,
trilogy. So we'll
he-
see after that trilogy. The second on my list would be Christian Bale.
Okay.
He really understood the duality, right, between Batman and even that scene in the first movie where he's like, this isn't who I really am. Like, this is all just an act. He understood that Batman is the actual person and Bruce Wayne is the mask, right? But my number one, and a lot of people get mad at me about this,
Ben Affleck.
is Ben Affleck. I
mean,
do not
for
like.
one quote, I agree with you.
I don't like Ben Affleck as an actor. I hate every movie he's in. He ruined Daredevil. Like, you don't do that and come back and play Batman, right?
Yeah, Charlie Cox took that
Exactly.
Daredevil and showed us what it could be.
But the reason I love Ben Affleck's Batman so much is because he's a more seasoned Batman. He's
He's a very
older
old-
one.
he's an
He's
older
the
version of
Batman that's basically given up hope. And
Is
then
he
slowly
killing in that time? Is he the only Batman that's killing? people?
No, Michael Keaton actually killed people.
Oh.
And that's the problem I have with people that say Ben Affleck's Batman kills people. He doesn't
I
kill
thought
people.
he was killing people in the.
He did, but it was in a dream sequence. They didn't actually show him kill
right.
anyone
He
in
was
the real
using
world.
guns in his
Right,
dream
yeah.
sequence, which is part of the comics where he does actually use
Yeah.
guns. Which is
But
interesting.
Ben Affleck also had the proper build for Batman.
Mm.
Like he was the only buff Batman that we got.
Yeah.
And I loved his costume. I really liked the costume.
The costumes he had were interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the Batmobile from Pattinson was really cool too.
It was great, but nothing tops Michael Keaton's Batmobile.
How did they not beat a movie from the 90s?
They just didn't. It was done perfectly. Tim Burton is amazing. But
I suppose.
yeah, that's all we have for top 3. We're going to take another quick break and come back with facts about the movie you may not have known. Stay tuned. And we're back with a segment we call What You Don't Know. This is where we discuss facts about the Batman movie that we may not have known.
All right, lay it on me.
And the first fact that we have today is that Robert Pattinson took a selfie in the Batman costume as he was filming the movie, just in case it didn't work out. He would always have the memory of wearing the Batman.
What do you mean not working out? Like after they filmed it, they would have been like, you know what?
No, I'm sorry.
not gonna go
it was,
through
It
with
was
this?
while he was auditioning for the role.
That makes
Because you
sense.
do the pre-auditions, which is like just regular,
Okay,
and
they
then you
make
do it in the costume.
costume.
Yeah.
To like get a better visual, I suppose.
So I'm pretty sure he knew that he was not right for this role.
Come on.
Yet. He still has a trilogy. Yet.
Okay.
All right. The next fact that we have is that Colin Farrell went to a nearby cafe to try out his prosthetics and makeup for the Penguin for the first time.
Interesting.
Nobody recognized him despite getting a couple of stares from people. Like, people looked at him and thought maybe he looked weird, but
Right.
nobody recognized him. And to be honest, that's how I felt too. Like, when I watched the trailer,
Oh, you can't tell it's him.
I was like, who is this?
Oh.
And then when I searched it, I'm like, there's no
Oh,
way
yeah,
that's Colin
there's-
Farrell.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, he, not only just his acting, but even the makeup and SFX work was amazing.
I
for
think
this movie.
he's the most talked about out of this movie.
Yeah, and that's why he's getting his own show. He's getting his own show that picks up after this movie.
Okay. See, there's so many I keep losing track.
Is that Batman's real name, Bruce Thomas Wayne,
Mm-hmm.
right? Robert Pattinson's middle name is also Thomas. The creators of the Batman comics stated that Bruce Wayne's first name came from Robert the Bruce, who was a Scottish king. So it's just a bunch of name connections that, you know, probably has Robert Pattinson being like, I was destined for this role. They made this
mean-
for me. The universe has come together.
It worked out, you know.
It worked
it's
out,
good,
you know.
Very dark and grim Batman that we haven't really seen this. It's emo Batman, but you know.
Yeah, but you know, hopefully, like you see a little bit of the character growth towards the end of the movie. So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm reserving my judgment of this.
Yes. He
iteration
makes
of Batman.
He makes great development throughout the events of the movie, and by the end, you can even tell he's a more matured Batman.
Right.
He has different looks at things right now, and what's next is both the Riddler and the Joker, I believe.
Yeah.
So good luck, my friend.
No, that's the final thing I wanted to talk about, which is the scene I mentioned earlier with the Joker.
Yes.
That scene was originally shot and supposed to be in the movie. The reason they took it out is because of that whole detective aspect we were talking about, which is that in the scene, the Joker basically, they establish it's been 1 year since Batman captured and put the Joker in jail. And the Joker basically kind of like, did you watch the movie Seven?
Yes.
He basically solves the whole who the Riddler is for the Batman, and that took away from the whole detective side of what they were trying to establish with the Batman.
Right.
Like, if the Joker ended up solving it for Batman, it would take away from
Was
Batman.
that the original role they intended for the Joker in this movie?
Yes.
But they scrapped all that.
They scrapped it,
That's
left it
better.
on the cutting room floor because
It's better for
yeah.
them to just join forces at the end
Mm-hmm.
and see how they break out of Arkham Asylum and wreak hell on Gotham once again
Yep.
as they're rebuilding right now.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see how that goes. But that is all we have right now for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. I'm your host, Ahmed Smith, joined by
AJ.
and we'll see you in the next one. Take care and drive safe.